Hey everybody, it's Christy, Hooks and Horseshoes. I hope you are well. It's been a minute, about 3 months or so since I've made a video and posted a video. But anyway, today I wanted to talk about some Christmas blankets that I have made. And I say Christmas blankets plural because I made two. My intentions was not to make two, but that's how it worked out. And I wanted to talk to you about it or share the blankets and how they came to be. So back earlier this year, I purchased some yarn from Hobbii, Hobbii, and um, it was during the time a lot of people were doing the Cotton King mystery bags or something like that, and so I had purchased a couple of those, and I also purchased some red and green, 2 shades of red and 2 shades of green, because I knew I wanted to make a Christmas blanket. So I purchased that at the same time. So, and if you've watched any of my videos, most of the time in any video, I'll say I struggle with finding a pattern that I can actually start and complete without fogging it and starting something different. I struggle with patterns. I struggle with finding something that I want to make and that I'm, okay with. And so I started the search I had a pattern in mind for the blanket. Even when I purchased the yarn earlier this year, I had a pattern in mind. But then I got to thinking, I don't know if I'm going to have enough yarn. And, it's hard. Not that I don't, anyway. So I didn't go, initially I didn't go with that pattern. And I think I found something else that I just kind of started winging. I got the number of chains I needed to start, and then I kind of winged it from there. I didn't like it, so I frogged it back. And then I eventually just decided with the Daphne Afghan. I hope that I'm saying that right. It's by TL Yarn Crafts, Tony over at TL Yarn Crafts. I had made the blanket one other time, and I thought, well, this will work. I mean, it should be good. So the goal and the plan was to make four triangles, and then you stitch them together, join them together. And my plan at the time was to do, because like I said, I did 2 shades of red and 2 shades of green. And so I was going to do one triangle in red and green and white, and the one red and green and white, and then the other triangle I was going to do in the other set of red, green, and white. And I did that. So I made one triangle, and then I made one triangle, and then I went with the 2 sets of colors, not the 2 sets of colors, with the one set of red, green, and white, which white was always, it was the same all the way through, so it was just a red and green. And then I made another triangle with the other red and green. Well, when I laid them down on the floor, the 2 triangles, just to see how they would look, the one triangle was smaller. And I was like, I don't want to stretch it. I don't think it's going to look right. So let me back up. So what had happened, let me get the blanket. Let me show you the blanket, because I feel like I'm just going to stand here and talk and you're not going to be like that interested. But this is the blanket. Both blankets are the same pattern. It might mess with your eyes. I've noticed that the red and green kind of mess with your eyes. But this is, like I said, this is the Daphne. This one's the biggest one. This is the bigger. This is the first one I started with the colors. So that's the red and green of the first blanket. And like I said, both blankets are the same pattern. I added the little star just to give it a little something different. And then I want to talk about how the joining method that I used. Oh, I'm so glad I love, 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 love this joining method. I love it so much more than the other one. Or the different ways that you can do it. This is probably my favorite. So anyway, what I did was, when I was, getting the yarn out, looking at the yarn, this is the one green that I got from Hobbii. This is, okay, so it was this one, and then this red. These are the one set of red and greens that I used. Well, not this one. I'll tell you why I didn't use this one. Okay, so this is the one set in green, red and green I used. I haven't showed that blanket yet. So this is the one set, this red and green. And then this red and green is the other one that I use, which is the one I just showed you. This is all I have left. But this one, when I got it out and was looking at it, and I had it, you know, sitting next to all the other ones, and I was in a different room and it had more natural light, I was like, this doesn't look green. This doesn't look like the Christmas green that I wanted. It looks more like an emerald, almost teal. And I was like, that's not what I want, you know, so I didn't use this one. I purchased this one. This was in the video that I did earlier this year when I unboxed all this stuff. And at the time, I don't remember it appearing this way to me. I didn't see that off color. So I didn't use this one. What I did is I went to Walmart and I bought, I think four or six of these because I wasn't sure. And you can always use green, but I bought this, so I used this color with this red. So what happened is I did the first triangle in this color, the brighter red and the other green. And then I did the other triangle in this red and the Walmart green. And this is that blanket. You can see it just a little bit. I mean, it might not show up. I mean, this is a deeper red, and the greens are probably really close, but there is a subtle difference. I mean, if you didn't see them I think on the video, they're going to look similar, really similar, but there's a difference. You can see the difference in the green and red in the blankets when they're, you know, not on video. So, so I did a triangle in this color, but when I laid the triangles down together to see, you know, just about how they would look, just kind of comparing, I was like, this triangle was at least 1.5 inches to 2 inches smaller than that triangle. And I was like, why? And so it took me a minute because, okay, so this yarn, these two colors, this red and green, is both Hobie yarn. Same yarn, Hobie yarn, this red and green. This yarn is only, the red here is the only Hobie yarn in this blanket. The rest is Walmart yarn. The thickness was different. It didn't look that way, and it didn't feel that way when I was working with the green. They both felt about the same, but then when I laid that one triangle down next to the other triangle and I saw the size difference, I was like, well, darn, I'm not going to do that. I mean, I probably could have still stitched them together and it might have worked, but I felt like it would have pulled and it just wouldn't have been, I wouldn't have been happy. So what I made a mistake is I used 2 different yarns. The one blanket has 2 Hobie. This one only has 1. And so the thickness of the green didn't match the thickness of the other green I got. This green and then this green didn't match in thickness. But you see the difference? That doesn't look like a green. But this yarn was intended to work with this yarn, this red yarn, but I just didn't feel it worked well. I hope that makes sense. So I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna make 2 blankets. And of course, by doing that, it caused me to run out of yarn. What I had to do is I had to purchase more of these. So 1 of each of these. So what I did is I purchased 2 more reds and 1 more green to finish up the 2 blankets. I hope that makes sense. So this, like I said, this is the second blanket. It is not as large as the, let me see. Yeah. It's not as large as the other one. Y'all, and let me tell you, these things are heavy. And I did a different, I stitched it together with, this is Hobby Lobby's I Love This Yarn, I guess Christmas or whatever it might have said. I didn't, but I stitched this one together with this yarn, and then I did the edging. I also did the edging with that yarn. Let me see if I can. But I did the edging with that yarn as well. So I really like. I think it turned out good. I like it. I haven't done a star on this one. I haven't decided if I want to do a star. I might, because you can see where it's kind of off there in the middle. But I like how it turned out. And I love the joining method that I came across. So let me tell you about the joining method. I'm not sure if it technically has a name. I first saw this joining method from Repeat Crafter Me. Is that right? Yeah, I think Repeat Crafter Me. I follow her on Instagram, and I saved that video so that I could go back and look it up. But it's it says it's a joining technique where you slip stitch on both sides. So, and it lays flat. I love that it lays flat. I'm gonna try to get. Here we go. You can't. It lays flat. And it's got like a pretty little pattern. And then the back, this is the back. This is what it looks like at the back. Let me see. You can't even tell, y'all. I mean, it's flat. I love this. But like I said, you slip stitch on both sides. And I will link the video. This is the back side of the blanket. I will link the video that I eventually used to, you know, teach myself how to do this joining method. I'm having a brain fart. But yes, I'm happy with both blankets. They're, like I said, this one is bigger, definitely heavier, and then this one is just a little slightly smaller. And like I said, the reason that is just because I only used one of the Hobie yarn in this blanket, and I used two of the Hobie yarn in this blanket, and therefore this is why the thickness was different. The Walmart green did not have the same thickness. I mean, even though it says it's a 4, these are both 4s, but this one was a bigger 4, slightly thicker 4. So anyway, so these are my Christmas blankets. With the edging on this one, I did the one round in green, and then the other one in red. But it took me a little bit longer to finish these because, like I said, I had to purchase more yarn from Hobie. And I was hoping to not have to do that, but because of the way things worked out, that's what I ended up doing, is having to buy more yarn. And like I said, this is all I have left over from the Hobie yarn. If you can see, the red, 2 reds and 1 green. And I didn't go with this one because I don't know why I didn't see this before when I, unboxed it, but this just doesn't, I wasn't happy with this color. So, and then like I said, the joining method, I really, really love that joining method. I mean, so much so that I could see myself doing more like granny square blankets where that have to be joined and stuff like that. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with y'all. I will link Repeat Crafter Me's where I originally saw that joining method. I'll link that, and I'll link the pattern for what's her name, TL Yarn Crafts. I'll link hers, and I'll link my Instagram account if you're interested. Let me see. Yeah. So yeah, that's about it. I think I feel like I covered everything, but I just wanted to share that. in case anybody was interested. I'm happy with them. I've washed them both, and they're soft. The yarn, like I said, it's on the heavier side. This one is. I can't decide which one I like better. I keep hitting stuff, y'all. I'm on my desk. It keeps falling off. I'm kind of leaning more toward this one. I like the colors better in this one than this one. So I got me 2 Christmas blankets though. I think they're pretty. Yay! Okay, I think that's all I got for now. I keep knocking stuff over. I got my reading glasses. But I hope everybody's doing well, and I'm not sure that I'll get back on before Christmas. So if I don't, I hope everybody has a wonderful Christmas and that you get to spend time with your family. And remember, it's Jesus's. We celebrate this for Jesus's birthday. And thank you all for stopping by. I appreciate it. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can leave them down in the comment section below. I'll also leave my email if you want to reach out. And I will talk to you soon. Bye.